In the cold Russian winter of 1916, the name Grigori Rasputin was on everyone's lips. Some called him a holy man. Others believed he was the devil himself. He wore a long black robe, his beard was wild, and his blue eyes seemed to look straight into people's souls. He came from a poor village in Siberia. As a young man, he left his wife and children and began to wander from one monastery to another. He talked about visions, healing powers, and a special connection with God. Many people laughed at him, but others, especially women, believed. In 1905, Rasputin arrived in St. Petersburg. He was a stranger in the capital, but soon he was invited into powerful homes. Nobles liked to speak with him. He listened more than he talked, and when he did speak, his words were strange but hypnotic. Then something happened that changed his life forever. The son of Tsar Nicholas II, the young Alexei, was very sick. He had hemophilia, a disease that made his blood thin. If he fell or cut himself, he could bleed to death. No doctor could help. In fear, the Tsarina Alexandra tried something different. She called Rasputin. He came, prayed next to the boy, and stayed for hours. The next morning, Alexei felt better. The bleeding stopped. The Tsarina believed Rasputin had saved her son. From that moment, Rasputin became her closest advisor. She looked more than to the doctors, generals, or even the Tsar himself. The church didn't accept him, and the politicians wanted him far away from the government. But Rasputin stayed. The Tsarina protected him. When World War I broke out, Tsar Nicholas went to the front to command the army. That left the Tsarina and Rasputin in control of the government. Ministers came and went quickly. Many removed after Rasputin whispered a few words to the Tsarina. It made the public angry. Soldiers were dying. People were hungry. Prices rose every week. And Rasputin still walked freely in the streets, with bodyguards and servants. In secret, a group of nobles and officers met to discuss a plan. They believed Rasputin was destroying Russia. They wanted to remove him permanently. The leader of the group was Prince Felix Yusupov, one of the richest men in Russia. Young, handsome, and well-connected, he invited Rasputin to his palace late one December night. He said they would talk about politics and the future. Rasputin accepted. In the palace basement, a small table was set. Wine and cakes waited for Rasputin. What he didn't know was that the cakes and the wine were poisoned with cyanide. Rasputin laughed, drank, and ate everything. Nothing happened. Yusupov went upstairs, nervous. He spoke with the others. Then he returned with a gun. He shot Rasputin in the chest. Rasputin fell. Minutes passed. His body was still. But when Yusupov leaned closer to check, Rasputin suddenly opened his eyes. He stood up and tried to run. He reached the door, opened it, and went outside into the snowy courtyard. Yusupov and the others chased him. They shot again, this time several bullets. Rasputin collapsed. The men beat him, tied his hands, and wrapped his body in a heavy cloth. Then they took him to the Neva River and threw him into a hole in the ice. The next day, police found his body. To their surprise, his arms were untied. His mouth was open, as if he had been screaming, and water was found in his lungs. That meant he had still been breathing when he hit the river. Newspapers wrote about the death. Some people were shocked, others celebrated. But the mystery only grew. How had Rasputin survived poison and bullets? Why did the Tsarina trust him so deeply? What secrets had he known? Whispers filled the air in St. Petersburg. Some said Rasputin had predicted his death. Others said his spirit would return. His name stayed in the shadows of the Russian palace long after his body was gone.